Hello there, this is Gaius, and so in this video I'd like to explain to you what you could offer your audiences if they are based in Africa and if you're covering the US 2024 elections. What do people want to know? Number one, timeline. What's the timeline of this US election? When are people going to vote to the polling stations? When should they expect result of this election? When will they know who won the presidential elections? That's the number one thing people want to know right now. Second, people want to understand how the vote is conducted in the US. What is the voting system like? How is it similar or different to what happens in many African countries? And in this case, you could be more specific and explain how is it similar or different to how vote is conducted in the country that you are covering or in the region that you are covering. But then also, how are votes counted in the US elections? How does the vote counting happen? How does it work? You know, because in the US you also have this electoral college, and what is it? Why are they so powerful? These are some of the basic questions that the general members of the public would like to know. And so I think if you're producing content, whether for traditional media or even digital media for an African audience, you definitely want to make sure that you are answering these questions. Also, there are many questions around polls. Are polls reliable in the US? Because right before elections, polls are saying, well, this candidate is expected to get this number of votes, this candidate is expected to get this percentage. How are these polls conducted? And are they reliable? What else? Oh yeah, and this one, well, this is a no-brainer. This is obvious. Any journalist knows what will be the implications of the outcome of this election on what is going on all over the world, which means what will be the implications of these elections on, let's say, the war in Ukraine, the war in Gaza, the struggle for geostrategic positioning in the Sahel region, in West Africa. These are a few questions. What will be the implications on immigration? What will be the implications on trade? Because many African countries have signed trade agreements with the US. These are some of the questions that you could answer, and I mean you could produce different types of content to your audience, and yeah, this will help you at least not only talk about the campaign trails that everybody's doing, and at least this will help you produce content. I hope it will help you produce content that people need and that will actually add something, bring value. This is the type of content that people will want to share with their brothers, with their friends, with their family members, and like, oh well, look at this content that I saw that explains very well there. So that's it. I hope I've been able to kind of explain a little bit, and yeah. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can also leave me a comment, and share it. Yeah. Subscribe. Okay, ciao.